If you could go back to Kennedy and Monster and that group you were kicking it with back then, what would you say to your younger self, Aku? I'm surprised someone remembers this. I don't even think about these people anymore. Some of you may not know the Aqua anime lore about my childhood from videos many, many years ago, which is what he's referencing. Long story short, during the ages of like 12 to about 16 or 17, I was hanging out with people online who weren't very nice. Kennedy, I think he's gone, to be honest. He's gone, you know what I'm saying? He was driving to people's houses across the country because they flamed him online, or he called other people to go to their house. Like someone would just be knocking at your door or something, threatening people and so forth. Monster, I think he's probably locked up or something. The guy was deeply unstable. He was extorting people, compromised people's safety in real life. I was a kid, being a kid, hanging around these guys, and I thought being edgy was cool, you know, like most kids think. And I found them to be my friends because even though my life was good at home, my very early introduction to the internet being my social life and my daily endeavors sort of damaged me and twisted my perception of people as I got older. I had a lingering distorted views of relationships because a woman had hurt me and exploited me when I was a kid over the internet too. And I feel like there's isn't much to tell our younger selves because the experiences and mistakes we made when we were younger fostered a lot of valuable experiences and life lessons that wouldn't make you who you are today. And I mean, I don't think I would go back to redo anything, believe it or not. Maybe this is a defense mechanism that I'm doing right now, but I don't want to feel pity for my younger self to the point where I want to give myself advice. This isn't an implication that I didn't make mistakes. I made way too many. I've done a lot of terrible things even when I detached myself from that group. My ideologies and my mind were molded a specific way that made me still destructive even though I was on my own, you know? And I want to protect myself from what was to come in my past because maybe, I don't know, maybe I would tell myself years ago when I started to reform my behavior, like years ago, like a few years ago, not just like when I was like hanging out with these people and I was in my worst of the worst, but like a few years ago when I was going through that rebuilding process in my life, I think I would tell myself this. And I still tell myself this to this day. Whenever I'm going through a lot, understand is to not take what someone did to you personally. The cycle I put myself in started because I was angry because someone hurt me. And then I noticed life continued to be full of hurt. I attached myself to it and I would take it personally. And look, don't take it personally because 99.9% of the time, what someone does to you to hurt you is reflective of something that's going on with them internally. That does not excuse or bypass accountability because you can cause someone to react in a negative way due to your own behavior. But the more you focus on taking someone's words or behaviors or reactions personally, the less you focus on the other factors that put you in that situation to begin with. It doesn't have to always be simplified like it's my fault, but rather seek an explanation. If you project your own pain and anger or hurt to someone else, you never allow yourself to detach from that situation which caused you to have that pain, anger, or hurt. You actually begin to abandon your own boundaries, which thereby allows yourself to be in a position or situations where other people can hurt you and exploit you or hurt you. And you know what I'm saying? Then this is how you end up in the cycle where everyone seems to they like using you, you know, believe it or not, this is actually the root cause, in my opinion, to why a lot of people have huge egos because they center everything around their own personal lives because they're taking things so personal that, look, here's a simpler way to say this. If you're too busy focused on the insult, you literally block your own ability to de-escalate or problem solve or manage the situation because you're too busy being offended by what someone said. You think the worldview is just simply about you. So I'm not even mad or upset about the past. Am I disappointed in my past actions? Absolutely. Does it make me hate myself? No, not anymore. Do I not care for myself or think I don't deserve happiness or love? I think I deserve it. Do I need to center my universe around it? No. Do I need to be hard on myself about it? No. And that's something I wish I told myself a few years ago. Not during the younger Aku where I was hanging out with bad people online. My biggest obstacle was the anger and sadness I had with others, myself, and situations I found myself in because of my ignorance. I kept focusing on what happened versus why it happened. How is it affecting me today? What can I do to work day by day to let this heal me rather than hurt me? Again, if you're more focused on the insult or how someone did you wrong and so forth, you just lose focus of your own growth. You can say how much of a victim you are. You can genuinely be one. You could genuinely be a victim. You might say, because you're a victim of XYZ, this is why you're like this, right? And that's a fair thing to say. Again, that might all be true, but it doesn't define your future unless you just continue to take it personal, attach to it, and do all of that rather than turn it into something that you need to detach from and make it something that puts you to be a different and a growing and a healed person in the future. I feel like I didn't really answer the question though. I mean, I didn't, but hopefully this is still good food for thought. Anyway, this episode is found on Spotify and YouTube. I'm out.